It's that season of the year when we look forward to what 2012 holds out for Hong Kong traders. And joining us is Edward Leung, the chief economist of the HKTDC. Edward, thanks for joining us. The economic situation doesn't look particularly healthy, but do you hold out some cheer in 2012?
Depends on how you see as cheers. And we are expecting the export rather remain steady for the coming years. We are forecasting that a slight increase in value terms of our export, but a small drop in volume. The actual number is that we expect the total export to increase by value in 1%. On the other hand, we expect that the volume will decline by 3%. And at the same time, we believe that the export price will moderate.
Well, that doesn't appear to be a particularly cheerful prognosis, but does the Chinese mainland really hold out much more optimism for Hong Kong traders?
Sure, given that China is the second largest economy of the world today, and also we are still expecting China to grow by 8 to 9% of the coming year, so that China will offer the good opportunities for Hong Kong companies, particularly those producing in China, and then they change their strategy by selling more within China.
And looking at the mainland market, does the consumer sector look particularly attractive?
I will consider that given the coming 5-year plan, that China will further urbanize. At the same time, the Chinese government will redistribute more income and wealth and provide more support to a lower income class that will stimulate the private consumption.
People have talked about the fact that Hong Kong manufacturers really face particularly high costs on the Chinese mainland. Do you see that continuing in 2012?
The cost will continue to escalate, but the escalation pace will slow down because I think that China is very keen to maintain its international competitiveness, as well as that we have seen the cost has already risen substantially in the past few years.
So what are the sort of strategies that manufacturers should be taking to lower their costs?
In terms of lowering the cost overall in producing in China, our manufacturers either can relocate their labor-intensive process to other inner provinces or even to other developing Asian countries. At the same time, they may consider automation of their production process or outsource it to a lower cost suppliers.
And looking at the major markets for Hong Kong manufacturers, the United States, the European Union, what's your advice?
Although we expected that the US or EU market will remain rather sluggish in the coming years, but there's still some bright spot in the developed market. For example, the population is aging, and then the silver market will be an attractive area. At the same time, it seems to us that the populations in those developed markets, they are less keen on giving birth to new children, but at the same time, they are more put their favor on the pets. And the pet market as well as the silver market are the areas we can target at. At the same time, environmental friendly products, I will think, will be of interest in the developed market consumers.
And Edward, is the lifestyle sector, sustainability, is that another area that you would recommend?
Yes, it will not just for this coming year, but will continue to be one of the areas that our producer or traders should emphasize in the longer term.
So given the general downturn in the developed world, would you expect that traders in Hong Kong would be looking forward now to the emerging markets, and particularly in Asia?
Throughout the past decades, that the developing economy grows faster than the developed economy. In the coming decades, this trend will continue. What we can emphasize should be the developing or the emerging market in Asia. As you know, that China, India, and Indonesia, together they account for more than half of the GDP of the US. Then that offers a good potential for us to aim at those large and growing developing market in Asia. And apart from that, we can also focus on the developing markets which are commodity exporters like Latin America as well as those countries in the Middle East.